Organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on Daily Iowan TV, doors open. The UI Children's Hospital takes in its first patient. And later, concealed carry. Find out how the UI community reacts to a newly proposed law.
It's a new week with a new hectic weather schedule. Find out more later in the show.
Iowa women's tennis keeps their undefeated season.
And Iowa women's basketball ended with a great game to send off their seniors.
All that and more coming up. Don't go anywhere. Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good morning and thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Scott. The new University of Iowa Children's Hospital greeted their first patients this weekend. After years of construction and months of delays, 7 of the 14 floors opened up Saturday. The first patient was a 6-year-old awaiting a heart transplant in the pediatric cardiac intensive care unit. The hospital's moving process did not allow on-site news coverage due to patient privacy and safety laws. UI spokesman Tom Moore said more patients are expected to move in as soon as the remaining 7 floors are completed. This past weekend, the Wells Fargo in downtown Iowa City was vandalized once again. The unknown vandal spray painted the word "resist" against the outer wall of the bank. While the exact reasoning behind this is currently unknown, many suspect that it may have to do with the bank's association and funding of the Dakota Access Pipeline. This is the 4th time the Wells Fargo location has been tagged with graffiti. Saturday night, Iowa City police responded to gunshots that were fired around 9 p.m. There were no injuries from the shooting, but police found a car with multiple bullet holes near Taylor and Hollywood Drive. Witnesses stated they saw 2 men running immediately after the shots were fired. There are currently no suspects being held. An Iowa senator recently proposed a bill that would prohibit college campuses from banning weapons. Daily Iowan TV reporter Alexis Tanzi has more.
Iowa Senator Jake Chapman proposed a bill that would ban public universities and community colleges from stopping permit-holding students from carrying weapons on campus. As of now, the Iowa Board of Regents allows the individual schools to decide their own policies.
At this point, weapons are banned on campus. That includes guns, knives, tasers. Obviously, kitchen knives would be fine. Pepper spray is okay, although you still want to be careful if you have it and you're going to use it.
The UI has experienced a mass shooting in the past, making some students skeptical of the bill.
I just don't feel comfortable having guns on campus. It's not something, people are irrational sometimes. I wouldn't feel comfortable knowing that someone in my lecture hall or someone in the dorms with me would have a gun on them, because you never know what could happen or how they could react.
Other students feel it is crucial to be able to protect themselves.
Specifically for self-defense purposes, I think it'd be great to allow stun guns, tasers, small weapons of self-defense, which right now are outlawed on campuses because of that policy.
In 2011, a student organization called Students for Concealed Carry came to campus and protested for the right to bear arms. There have not been any movements like this advocating for the bill thus far, nor has there been any fighting it. Amanda Elkins advises students who feel strongly or have questions about the bill to contact their state representative with their concerns. This has been Alexis Tanzi, Daily Iowan TV.
Well, luckily, most of the snow was melted before that drive to Ames. Let's toss over to the weather studio to see if we should be expecting more this week. Chris, what's it looking like?
Well, Ryan, this week we're going to have another string of dramatic weather. Today will start off pleasant enough with us seeing a high of 53 degrees and partly cloudy skies in the afternoon. But by evening, there will be a 60% chance of rain at 42 degrees. Tuesday morning, there will be a 40% chance of thunderstorms at a high of 63 degrees. Now, let's take a look at that extended day forecast. Better keep those umbrellas handy because Wednesday also has a 40% chance of rain, as well as a high of 43 degrees and a low of 25 degrees. Luckily, though, that rain should dry up by Thursday and leave us with partly cloudy skies and temperatures ranging from 18 to 42 degrees. Friday continues the trend of partly cloudy skies with a slight warm-up to a low of 32 degrees and a high of 43 degrees. The weekend sees us losing some of the clouds, with Saturday sporting a high of 62 degrees and a low of 40 degrees. Sunday will be even warmer than that, with a high of 65 degrees and a low of 41 degrees. That's all I have for you here at the Weather Studio. Ryan, back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Chris. Yesterday, the first ever Chinese and English bilingual career fair was held at the Iowa State University Memorial Union. Daily Iowan TV reporter Zhao Li was there and brings us more.
It is often hard for Chinese international students to find a job right after graduation. They will need to get a sponsor for their working visa if they want to stay and work in the United States. However, if they want to work back home in China, it's still pretty hard for them because of the limited opportunities they can expose to companies back home. Chinese Students and Scholar Association at Iowa State University teamed up with the Chinese organization in the University of Iowa and hosted the first ever job fair only for Chinese-speaking students.
And we want to give them a chance to reach out with those companies who are actually looking for the people who can speak Chinese.
The group reached out to 30 domestic and international companies with more than 80 jobs within all majors. One company recruit manager actually flew all the way from China.
My main job in here is to recruit some overseas talent, especially Chinese students.
I'm here at the very first career fair, specifically targeting Chinese students in the Midwest region. You can see there are many people waiting behind me in the long lines. Let's go check out what our students experienced so far.
I see many new opportunities. I see how Chinese companies are desperate to attract new talents from here, so really excited.
Over 500 Chinese-speaking students from different Midwestern public universities participated in this career fair, and the group is hoping to bring more opportunities to the Chinese students here. Reporting in Ames, Zhao Li, Daily Iowan TV.
This past Friday, the UI organization CAB hosted an event for the university's 170th birthday. Students and faculty were handing out free cupcakes to celebrate the large milestone for the UI.
University of Iowa is such an awesome place, and I'm excited to be a part of celebrating all the diversity and richness that we do have here.
Prizes were also given out to the students in attendance. Well, I've been told it's been a busy weekend in sports. Let's toss over to Ashlyn Bauer and Taylor Cassian standing by in the sports studio.
Thanks, Ryan. Yeah, Ashlyn, it was a busy weekend for Hawkeye sports with a lot of wins.
One of those teams that got a win this weekend was the Iowa men's basketball team. They had a great win on the road this weekend where they defeated number 24 Maryland 83-69. Jordan Bohannon was a major key to this upset with his 24 points.
Our teammates did a really good job of finding me. I was able to, they got some second chance shots, and I found the open ways, and they were able to find me, and I was able to knock them down. But like I said, it started with a defensive end. We were able to run out, and we got some open threes that way as well.
Hopefully the Hawks can keep this focus when they play at Wisconsin this Thursday, but will be back in Carver in their last regular season game against Penn State on Sunday.
Another team that had a successful weekend is women's tennis. This team made Hawkeye history by becoming the first team ever to go 9-0 in conference play. The Hawkeyes continued their impressive streak over the weekend.
The University of Iowa women's tennis team finished up non-conference play with 2 wins over Evansville and Western Illinois. The team beat Evansville 6-1 and rebounded with a 7-0 victory over Western Illinois. Just as the Hawkeyes have been doing in their first 7 matches, the team dominated from start to finish to have their best non-conference season in program history. Coach Smith has been impressed with her team, but knows Big Ten play only gets harder from here.
Want to be able to have a good memory before they go into the Big Ten play, and I know that they really are, trying to build themselves and build their confidence up for starting next week. So this was a great day. I think it was what we wanted to do, and I think they can rest up tomorrow and get back after it Monday and get excited for kind of like the second half of the season.
I think it's definitely given us both confidence going into Big Ten play, and it's just, we've been working hard, so it's an achievement for us.
Yeah, like Ellie said, it's just a lot of confidence. We came through the matches today pretty well. We moved well. We were doing things how we wanted to, how we've been practicing. So it just makes us feel happy that it's working.
I think everybody's motivating everyone. We all do a good job in the team to motivate each other, cheer each other on. So
yeah, I wouldn't say it's one individual that's got to do it and has to step up, but everyone does what they can to help each other out and do what they can.
The Hawkeyes start Big Ten play as they hit the road against Maryland Terrapins. Reporting from the Hawkeye Tennis and Recreation Complex, this is Will Silverstein, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
The Hawkeyes return to Iowa City on Saturday, March 11th as they are set to battle the Indiana Hoosiers.
Another women's team who had a good weekend was women's basketball. On Sunday, the Iowa seniors played their last regular season game inside Carver Hawkeye Arena. Lucy Rodin has more.
The Iowa Hawkeyes took on Wisconsin in their Sunday Senior Day matchup. The game was highly contested, with Wisconsin taking control in the third, but the Hawkeyes prevailing in the fourth. In the first, Iowa shot 42% from the field compared to Wisconsin's 47%. Despite that, the Hawks went into the second quarter with a 2-point lead. Sophomore Hannah Stewart gave Iowa a big boost in the first by coming off the bench and going 3 for 3 from the field. Stewart finished with 7 minutes and 8 points.
Hannah's 7 minutes were really big. You know, she really used her time well in there. She was very efficient. Did a good job on the glass. She ran transition, so that was really nice to see.
However, as expected, the seniors were the stars of yesterday's game. After being outscored 21-13 in the third quarter, senior Alexis Kostenik hit 2 threes in the fourth to help swing the momentum back to the Hawkeyes.
That's the last time on our court, and I think when you get that sense of pride and when you get that back and you kind of get, all right, we're gonna play for the seniors, we're gonna get them this last win, it's something special, and so I think that's what really got that fire under our butts.
Fellow senior Allie Disterhoff finished with 19 points and 4 rebounds.
Just really happy that we could come out of here and get the W. It wasn't pretty at some times, but we'll take that any day.
The Hawkeyes will look to build off this momentum as they head into the Big Ten tournament. Reporting from inside Carver Hawkeye Arena, this has been Lucy Rodin, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Iowa is seeded to take on Northwestern this Thursday in Indianapolis as part of the Big Ten tournament.
The Iowa track and field team competed at the Indoor Big Ten Championship in Genova, Ohio this weekend. The Hawkeyes came away with 2 champions and some broken records. The Iowa men placed 6th overall and the women placed 10th. The Hawks are now preparing for the NCAA Indoor Championships on March 10th through 11th.
Another team that competed in the Big Ten Championships this weekend was the Iowa men's swimming and diving team. 2 school records were broken by Kenneth Mendy and Jack Smith. The team ended up in 8th place in the team standings.
The Iowa baseball team opened up the Hoover Classic in Alabama on Sunday with a 9-2 victory over Alabama State in Game 1. On Saturday, the Hawks dropped the second game of the series, losing 4-3 against Alabama State. On Sunday, the team scored a season high with 14 runs to take a 14-7 victory over Morehead State in the final game of the series.
The Hawks now sit at 4-3 on the season and are back in Duane Banks Field to take on Cornell College at 3 p.m. on Tuesday.
Make sure to tune in tomorrow for more coverage on women's tennis and women's basketball. Ryan, back to you.
Thanks, ladies. And before we leave you, last night the drama wasn't just on the screens at the Oscars. As night was winding down, the award for Best Picture was announced as the movie La La Land. After the cast and crew took the stage and began their acceptance speeches, they discovered they actually did not win the award. The award for Best Picture was actually meant to go to the movie Moonlight. The announcers mixed up the names after looking at the wrong envelope. Well, that wraps up this Monday's broadcast. Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest stories between Monday and Friday. And also, don't forget to pick up a copy of the Daily Iowan. I'm Ryan Scott. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day, Iowa City.